Have you ever replayed a text message for hours wondering why they haven't responded yet? Or found yourself over apologizing just to keep the peace? Or maybe you've cut people off before they had the chance to cut you off first. That's not just anxiety. That's not just being sensitive. That could be something deeper, something called the wound of rejection. And if you don't deal with it, it will quietly run your entire life. Today, we're breaking down exactly what it is, how it shows up, and most importantly, how to heal from it. Hi, I'm Brenda. On this channel, I help women heal from emotional wounds, find confidence in Christ, and discover their God given identity. If that's something you need today, hit the subscribe button because this is exactly the kind of conversation we will be having here every week. What is the wound of rejection? The wound of rejection is deep emotional trauma that comes from feeling unwanted, devalued, or like you don't have the right to exist. It usually starts in childhood, but it doesn't stay there. It follows you into adulthood, showing up as insecurity, avoidance, and constant low grade fear of not being enough. And here's the hard truth. When you let that wound define your identity, it stops being an injury. It becomes a permanent scar, one that doesn't decide who we become. The four patterns that steal your authority. There are four patterns that show up when the wound of rejection is running the show. First one is obsessive search for approval. You tolerate things, bad relationships, disrespect, being overlooked, just so you're not rejected or excluded. You'd rather stay small than risk being left out. Silence starts to feel like danger. A delayed reply, an unanswered call, a friend who seems distant. Your body reads all of it as rejection, even when it's not. You construct a defensive identity. You build walls. You armor up emotionally so nothing can get close enough to hurt you again. The constant comparison. What do they have that I don't? What did I do wrong? Why wasn't I chosen? This loop plays on repeat and it never actually answers the question. It just keeps you stuck. So here's the real question. Who are you allowing to define your value? How rejection actually shows up. Rejection doesn't just live in your thoughts. It shows up in your emotions, your behavior, and the way you see yourself. Emotionally, it looks like intense hurt, sadness, shame, jealousy, and sometimes even rage. Behaviorally, you'll notice these three patterns. People pleasing, you're always apologizing and avoiding conflict at all costs. Isolation, you distance yourself before the pain can reach you. And aggression, you lash out when you feel rejected because hurt people sometimes hurt people. Cognitively, rejection misleads the way you think. Rejection sensitivity is when you read neutral situations like a delayed text as proof you're being rejected. Perfectionism. You try to be flawless so no one has a reason to criticize you. Self-rejection. You begin to internalize the rejection until you believe you're simply not good enough. Long term, this can cost you your personal identity, your ability to trust others, and it can numb your emotions completely. It gets to a point where you begin to mask the rejection with "it doesn't even bother me" attitude. And underneath all of it is one core belief: worthlessness. The coping mechanisms that keep you stuck. To survive that pain, most people develop coping mechanisms, but these don't heal the wound, they just hide it. Avoiding rejection before it strikes, walking away from relationships or opportunities first so you're never caught off guard, pretending not to care, numbing yourself, acting unbothered even when it's tearing you apart inside. Hyperindependence, becoming so self-sufficient that you never have to need anyone again. These strategies feel like protection, but really, they're just a slower, quieter form of the same pain. The truth that breaks the cycle. Here's what changed everything for me. Rejection is not about me, it's about the person who rejects. Their rejection often reflects their own wounds, their own limitations, their own capacity, not your worth. To break the cycle, we have to forgive, not because what happened was okay, but because true forgiveness is a decision, and it's the only decision powerful enough to actually free you. And here's the foundation that changes everything. My source is not people. My source is God. When God is your source, human rejection does not define your identity. Betrayal does not define your purpose. The pain that you're going through does not define your destiny. The healing process. Healing isn't instant, but it is possible. It starts with acknowledging the pain instead of numbing it or pretending it isn't there. Reversing self neglect through genuine self love. Validating your own worth, not from people, but by rooting your identity in Christ. You were never meant to carry your value based on who accepted you and who did it. You were meant to carry it rooted in who God created you to be. If this resonated with you, you are not alone, and this is not the end of your story. Drop a comment below and tell me which of these four patterns hit closest to home for you. If you want more content like this on healing, identity, and faith, hit subscribe and turn on your notifications so you don't miss the next video. And if you know someone who needs to hear this today, don't just like this video, send it to them. It might be exactly what they need. God bless and see you in the next one.